So, hello, and here we are back with Monster of the Week. I was saying in my review video that I was going to do a presentation of how to create a character. Now, the character sheet that you can see here is a fillable PDF form, which you can find on the Evil Hat website. You can download it for free. They've got these fillable ones for, I think, everything in the basic rulebook. I'm not sure if the ones from the Tome of Mysteries are also included. But of course, you could always just print them off and use them offline. But for the purpose of this video, it's of course a good idea to show you this. So I'm going to run you through how to create a character and explain to you how this works. So first of all, you pick a concept. And as I said, it's recommended or maybe even required, one could say, that each player chooses a different concept. You don't want to have two players with the same concept. And then you start out by giving it a name. So we're going to choose a name. We're going to call her Cordelia because at the end of the day, Cordelia Chase from Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the mundane archetype. Those are people who do not have crazy powers, who are the Joe Soaps and Jane Soaps of the story, but who are essential to it. And as you can read here, it says, you heard about how monsters only pick on people with crazy powers who can fight back on even terms. Yeah, me neither. But hell, I ended up in this monster hunting team, so I gotta do what I can, right? And below this, we see the five, if you like, characteristics or attributes, whatever you want to call them: charm, cool, sharp, tough, and weird. And next to them, you have the main moves that are associated with these particular statistics. So for charm, you would use this when you manipulate someone. Cool would be to act under pressure or help someone else out. Sharp would be to investigate a mystery or read a bad situation. Tough, kick some ass, i.e. fight, or protect someone. And weird, use magic. But of course, not necessarily will you have magic in your game. That really depends. But you can use weird for all kinds of... Sometimes I feel it's kind of like a catch-all attribute if you don't have anything else to roll on. And these moves are, of course, explained in detail in the book, but also there are sheets that you can download from Evil Hat that give you one pages of what these moves are. So basically, for these attributes, you have to pick ratings, and you can pick one line. So you can say, I want this person to have charm +2, cool +1, sharp 0, tough +1, weird -1, or charm +2, cool -1, sharp +1, tough +1, weird equals 0. You have 5 different options, and you have to make a decision. And they kind of reflect what you want your character to be like. So if we're saying we're going to stay with Cordelia Chase, so we know that she's charming as hell, and each mundane has +2 to charm anyway. She is not necessarily the sharpest knife in the box, but she's also not stupid. That would be Xander. Xander would be charm +2, cool 0, sharp -1, tough +1, and weird +1, possibly. So she is definitely charming. She is also cool. She's not the person who starts screaming like crazy. She is weird -1 because this whole, this is all supernatural, she completely denies this. But tough +1, I mean, she did fight some demons, and I remember, I think it was in the episode where they take down the mayor, she was actually dishing out some harm as well. So I would go actually with this one. And as you can see, since this is a pre-populated PDF, it actually pulls all of the stuff in here. So how does this work now in game terms? Well, when I'm asked to, for example, manipulate someone, I would roll 2d6, and I'm just going to do this for fun to see how I would do in that situation. So I've got 2 normal d6s, and I roll them, and let's see how Cordelia does. She rolled a 4 and a 4, which is 8, and then she gets the +2 from the charm check. So she would have rolled a 10, which is a success. So that's really good. So she would have succeeded on this particular roll. Then we can have luck. So luck basically means you can mark a luck to change a roll to a 12, which is an automatic success and actually a critical one, or avoid all harm from an injury. So you have 2, 4, 6, 7 boxes, and once they're all filled, you're doomed. Harm simply is your ability to soak up damage. So at the moment she's okay, but basically once you reach more than four or more, you are unstable. And this means you are getting worse over time. So you don't have to do anything at character creation just now. This is something that will be filled in as you are proceeding to play the game. Then the moves, you get all basic moves. So, for example, manipulate someone, act under pressure, help out, etc. And then you get to pick 3 mundane moves. Now, these moves, those are associated with your particular archetype. So each archetype will have different moves. And I believe that as you progress and as you become more powerful, as you level up, you can also start picking moves from other people's playbooks. But that's something that happens only in the future. So let's take a look at them. Always the victim. When another hunter uses protect someone to protect you, they mark experience. Whenever a monster captures you, you mark experience. Now, the way experience works is slightly differently than in other games. So, for example, when you roll and your result is 6, combining your dice rolls as well as any modifiers you get from your stats, you fail, and then you mark experience. So as you fail, you can fail your way up the ladder, as it were. Oops! If you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems. Let's get out of here. If you can protect someone by telling them what to do or by leading them out, roll plus charm instead of tough, because protect someone actually has the tough stat associated with it, but you can say, well, I'm going to pull charm on them. Panic button. When you need to when you need to escape, name the route you'll try and roll plus sharp. So she would only succeed if she rolled 2 5s or a 6 and a 4, or so 6 6. On a 10 plus, you're out of danger and no problem. On a 7 to 9, you can go or stay, but if you go, it's going to cost you. You leave something behind or something comes with you. On a miss, you are caught halfway out. The power of heart. Whoops. When fighting a monster, if you help someone, don't roll plus cool. You automatically help as though you'd rolled a 10. Trust me. When you tell a normal person the truth in order to protect them from danger, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, they'll do what you say they should. No questions asked. On a 7 to 9, they do it, but the keeper chooses one from they ask you a hard question, they stall and dither a while, or they have a better idea. On a miss, they're going to think you're crazy and maybe dangerous too. What could go wrong? And here you can even see there is some kind of tension already built into the game with other players, you know. So basically they think your character is kind of weird. Does this mean you have basically joined forces with the monster, you know, things like that. So it's really interesting. What could go wrong? I mean, that's my favorite one. Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. You may spend your hold to inflict +1 harm, reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or take +2 forward on an act under pressure roll. Don't worry, I'll check it out. Whenever you go off by yourself to check out somewhere or something scary, mark experience. So I think I'm going to go with the power of heart. When fighting a monster, if you help someone, don't roll plus cool. You automatically help as though you'd rolled a 10. And I think I'm going to go with oops. If you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems. So you get to choose, I think, you get to choose 3. What could go wrong? Yeah, I think she would be crazy enough to do this. Gear. You get 2 mundane weapons and a means of transport. Mundane weapons, pick 2. And means of transport, pick 1. I think it's Cordelia, fairly new car in a decent condition. Mundane weapons. Golf club, baseball bat, cricket bat or hockey stick, 2 harm, hand innocuous, messy. Pocket knife or multi-tool, harm 1, hand, useful, small. Yeah, it's going to be something like a hockey stick or something she picked up. Yeah. And she gets 2 mundane weapons. And a pocket knife. Getting started. To make your mundane, first pick a name. We've done that. Then follow the instructions in this playbook to decide your look. So then you could choose, and we're not going to do this, what you look like, but of course she would be a woman. She would be alluring. She would have an alluring face. She would have normal clothes. Introductions. So basically then what happens, because in the playbook they also explain how the first session then works. Once everybody has chosen their concept, once everybody has chosen and created their investigators, and once everybody has caught up, you go around the group and on your turn introduce your mundane by name and look and tell the group what they know about you. And then you go around the group again, and when it's your turn, pick 1 for each of the other hunters. So basically, if we play with 3 players, I get to pick 2 of these that associate me with the other 2 hunters. And then each of these other hunters also gets to pick 2. So I will end up with a relationship, with 2 relationships per other player. And then, of course, when we level up, as I explained, as you fail, or if you have any other ways of gaining experience. So, for example, if I had chosen, don't worry, I'll check it out. When you go off by yourself to check out somewhere or something scary, mark experience. Once I've gotten to 5 experience, I can level up. I get +1 to charm, maximum +3 or +1 to cool, so I get to choose. And after we've leveled up 5 times, we can move to the advanced improvements. So then you can see basically how this works. And this is really how you create a character in Monster of the Week. It's really simple. It's really fast. And in my opinion, and I've seen very many systems in which you create characters, and I've created characters in all kinds of different systems, it is one that's really intuitive, and it's one that really tells a story even as you go along through the character creation. Choosing these will form a character in your head and will probably also give you ideas for their backstory. So that was The Mundane Character Creation for Monster of the Week by Evil Hat Games. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.